Alright, so today I wanted to show you guys my new take on a cold sorceress. It's actually technically not a cold sorceress, it's a dual spec sorceress. Cold and lightning. Mainly cold.
I'll put that to good use.
But due to the fact that Nova requires so little synergies, I was able to max out Nova, almost max this out, and get 2 points into Lightning Mastery, which I'm going to continue to increase. But the difference between this Nova doing this amount of damage and doing like close to 4,000 damage isn't that big of a difference considering how good our Frozen Orb is going to be. It doesn't look like a lot of damage on sheet, but when you combine these different attacks together, or if you use Static Field before that, you're already dealing with monsters that are basically down to like half health. So for this, what I usually do, show this real quick I got tired of using a traditional Blizzard Sorceress because I got tired of having to wait on this cooldown. Since they changed the cooldowns recently in the previous patch, I said, hey, let me make somewhat of a piano build, but not like completely. So what I do is I drop the Blizzard down and I hit him with a Frozen Orb, and then I telestomp and I just spam this. And that actually works really well. You know, if it was like a higher player's count, I could hit him with the static before anything, and that would make it even more powerful. But just for like areas where I typically wouldn't be able to go with this character, like right here, they're all cold immunes. I can just stomp them, hit them with the Nova, you know, go down here, all these cold immunes, no problem. I mean, honestly, a lot of these enemies, all that I really need to do is telestomp and spam Nova, and they're going to be dealt with. But the protection that I get from having them all frozen really is not to be understated, I would say, in my opinion. Let me show you the gear and everything, since I feel like I've kind of explained it pretty decently. But in terms of the skill tree, maxed out Nova, maxed out Frozen Orb, and Ice Bolt in order to make it as strong as possible. Then maxed out Cold Mastery. Everything else I put into trying to get Nova maxed out and synergized. And then for the rest of the way, I may put the extra 6 points in here. I don't know if it's really worth the 30%. I think it might be better for me to just pump into Lightning Mastery at this point. Let me know what you guys think. Nothing in fire skills. I could put one into warmth, but I think I'm going to use that towards my Lightning Mastery and Static Field in order to get the Nova stronger. But it's not really a big deal. And I don't need warmth because of the Phoenix Shield. So here's all the stats. FCR is 112. Here's the gear. This is probably the one of my favorite things that I've found, actually. I think Death's Fathom really makes a big difference on the Cold Sorceress. Way more than Nightwing's does, because this has like the FCR and everything else that really helps your builds. So we got Death's Fathom, Mage Fist, SOJ, Arachnid's Mesh, just an FCR ring with some strength on it, and then everything else is pretty much a bonus. Some Trex, Phoenix, 217 Amulet. I think that the Amulet could actually be less on this particular build. Some builds that I've messed with, I actually need to get 15 exactly or more. But for this particular one, it could have been like 5 FCR or something like that. Or not 5 FCR, it could have been like 10 or something like that. It could have been 10 FCR in order to be 105. Last but not least, we got Fortitude. I really actually like this armor on a caster because it really does keep you safe. And then we got Nightwings. Not the best one, but I think I traded in Istarun for it like a couple weeks after the game came out, and it had a socket in it. So even though it's not the best roll, I mean, I like having it. So there's that. Then we got CTA and Spirit on swap. I'm chugging along with this Call to Arms. 4 out of 11 durability. I didn't realize actually when I first started playing D2R that if you get hit, it takes away durability. But I think most of the durability's worn down just by me. When I played Hammered in a lot at the start of the game, I think I would accidentally telly stomp into mobs and sometimes accidentally hit them with it before I started putting things on to throw. But all that out the way, let's go and take care of these. Funny thing, very first game that I got on, very first run after using a token and respecking into this character, I got a Burr rune on the way to Chaos. I'll actually put that at the intro of this video, maybe. Maybe put that as the intro. So, I mean, nothing's really a problem for this character. And, you know, maybe if you played on a higher players count, you would want to go all into one particular element. But I feel like this is enough of each one of them, especially if you're using Infinity. You could use Insight Mercenary and just have your meditation aura and you'd be perfectly fine with this. Like, sometimes you'll have to pay more attention to enemies' resistances and stuff like that to make sure you're not spamming something that they're immune to if you didn't have Infinity. But I mean, I think Cold and Lightning, especially as these sundering charms come out, you could probably put just one single element sundering charm, or even if you had 2 in your inventory, you could really probably use an Insight Mercenary that much easier and then still break all the resistances. I don't think you're going to do as fast clears as if you had Infinity, but I do think that, I mean, even if I sacrificed 1 skiller of Cold and 1 skiller of Lightning, just imagine this with the sundering charms, then I could hit those with cold damage if I want to, but there wouldn't really be a point because they're not gonna take, the lightning's still gonna do more damage than like a broken cold resistance, so I might as well just hit them, just misclicking the keys right there, but I might as well hit them with what they're weaker against as opposed to, you know, just breaking their res and then hitting them with something that they're really resistant to. That's my thinking with it. Even though it's not going to be as high of the damage as like having like a, you know, 13k blizzard damage or something like that, you know. The way things look on paper isn't always the way that they perform in action, so that's why I'm not as much of a hoe for the sheet damage and the lighting character screen as I used to be. I like to test things out and see how they do in practice. Like for instance here, we'll go to Frigid Highlands if I didn't already. My dumbass already went here. My brain is rotten. But like all of these areas we can go and have absolutely no problem. And honestly, this Mercenary with having the Man-Catcher Insight, Man-Catcher Infinity, like, sometimes he'll steal kills from you. He kills so fast using this. Between having the fast attack speed on this and stuff, doing a lot of damage, having the Conviction Aura, Infinity is definitely, I think, best made in a Man-Catcher at this point. either man catcher or like giant thresher. Let me know what you guys think. It's a 10 attack speed difference, but I think that depending on the roll you get, the damage difference is not very much. I think there may be a slight range difference, just a tiny amount. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about dual spec Sorceress. Do you like to go with one element? Do you like using two? How do you feel about this? I'll catch you all on the next one. Everybody have a great day. Thanks for watching.